high-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Hello traders, welcome to our live trading workshop. Today we had to call in this at the last minute past the US elections. We just thought it'd be a good one to call out for as an emergency webinar for the US elections post on how to look at trades and analyze it and how to trade it. That's what me and Gavin, we decided on, and I'm joined in by Gavin, of course, CEO of Trade Guider. Hi Gavin.
Kieran, how are you? And welcome to what I can see is a record turnout here on YouTube. And yeah, brilliant. Lovely to see so many of you logging in and lots of emails coming in. We'll answer all your questions today. Bitcoin made a historic high. That's been forecast for weeks. I've got a great trade running that I had on gold and the NASDAQ. And I've been doing a demo today. And I'm going to show you the new Trade Guider professional software, which we're launching officially on Friday, but it's available now. Well, I'll show you. I was long the NASDAQ earlier, and you can see why. And it's smart technology. It's not AI yet, but in the next few weeks, it will have that built into it as well. I'm using the SMI indicator with Tiru as well. So we've had a long discussion today, Tiru and I, about how we move forward with this and how we can help you and what we can do to give you the confidence. Because my next book, the third book, Think, Link, Create, is also being published today. It's in PDF format at the moment. I'm going to give you all a copy of the first chapter. You can read it. Tiru and I are on the same page when it comes to this stuff, as is his whole team, actually. You know, I want to thank all of the members of Master the Markets. You know, when Kyron and Glenn are very, very helpful people out in India. I've got a guy called Nick that works for us in Colorado. I know he's listening in, who's our new head of programming. So we're very, very blessed and very fortunate that we're taking this forward. But the one thing I would say to all of you is we've got something that's happened today, which is historical, which no one would have predicted. And this is why you can't predict things. Who would have said Donald Trump was going to get in after 6 months ago he was convicted felon? Right? The markets responded. And actually for me, and I think for Tiru as well, it's been very beneficial to us because well, certainly for me, because I get paid in dollars. And if you look at what's happening with gold, the dollar, the Bitcoin, what a great night here in the UK. It's, you know, we decided to do this a bit last minute because we weren't sure what the markets were going to show us. But my goodness, we're going to show you some good stuff tonight. So thank you for joining us. Tiru, back to you.
So you see, just on top of that, of course, a lot of you, the questions will be, okay, yes, overnight, you know, cable just sank down. The Dow Jones has just shot up. Right, and Bitcoin has got to new levels of 73,000. I mean, as part of the investments that we have in Bitcoin, me and Gavin, I mean, we're just still holding on to it. I mean, we're holding on to it for the last 2-3 years. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, hang on a minute. How do I trade this now? Where is it going next? And also some of you might have thought, you know, I was just thinking, just off the top of my head, oh, if Donald Trump gets elected, then maybe that's not good, you know, for the world, right? Because you think about all these crimes that he's done, whatever that he was convicted for, and then if he gets elected as president, maybe it's not good for the markets, he will tank. But look what happened. And that's why, very important traders, is that you follow, okay, you might have your presumptions of what's going to happen, but you still follow the price action. You still have your levels and your triggers and your system plan with the statistical probabilities. and then you trade it according to that. And that's what we're going to show you today, and what also to take a look at for the days ahead after this election. So one of the things I did want to show was, of course, the Dow Jones, right? And a little bit on the Brent oil as well. As you can see, still on a very big bull run. I just want to take a look at the Dow as well as the cable as well, and the Brent. And I'll pass it over to Gavin. And we definitely want to take a look at the new indicators that they've got improved with the help of Nick as well, which is really mind-blowing, which is what you guys are going to be seeing. And on top of what we have done, it will be really great. So you can see the Dow still hasn't stopped. It's on a big bull run over here. But some of you are thinking, okay, now this is what it is as of today. From today onwards, how are you going to trade it, right, in real time? Some of you who might have missed it might be thinking, okay, maybe on a reflection, how could I have taken that trade if I wanted to? So there will be a couple of things that we can take a look at for the next big market news that will happen on how you can take such big runner trades. Now, the first thing is, let's go in foresight, not in hindsight, is going forward, how will I take this trade? Okay, so first thing is always, as we always look at, this is already now in an uptrend, took out the last swing high. This is what we call an uptrend phase 1. Now there will, on a phase 1, this will be probably, highly probably, this will become our confirmation bar today. From this point, on the close of that bar, wherever it closes today, if you do want to take a position, then what we got is our open equity stats table. If you want to take 25 points after that, there's a 90% chance, 50 points, 80% chance. If you want to ride it even further, then on that, on a 50% chance, there is a 300 points and so on and so forth. That's one way of putting a target. And this is just based on the daily time frame. If you want to do it on other time frames, you can do the open equity table or open profits on that. Now, based on that, a lot of these concepts might be a bit intermediate or professional for some people joining in for the first time, me and Gavin, what we're going to be talking about. So for those of you who haven't yet got the video series 7 steps to CTP.com, you can get that. It's a 7 steps video course. Also, what Gavin is going to be talking about on the volume side of things, highly recommend you guys to read the book, right? Trading in the Shadow of the Smart Money. You can enter your email address and your name, and you can email, and then they will email you the link, okay? Or it's on tradeguider.com website as well. Now, saying that, I'll just carry on to here. And there's a lot of wealth of material, both on our YouTube channels, this being streamed live on Trade Guider channel. And also, if you take a look at our channel over here, youtube.com/master the markets, you can also then take a look at some of the must-watch video series over here, where you will learn all of these concepts and principles. Now that I've said that for all the newbies now joining in, for the intermediates who've been joining us quite regularly, you will be familiar with the concepts, or carry on with the intermediate concepts at the moment. So in terms of Dow Jones at the moment, very strong bull run, very strong on the uptrend basis. Even when I take a look at the 4-hour as well, we can see that it's a nice push to the upside. One thing of caution, which we shouldn't get fearful of, is that on the 4-hour, it's deviated quite a lot from its bottom. And as me and Gavin, we always say, nothing can go in a straight line. Expect some kind of a retracement or profit taking, if you may call it. And at some point, some red bars will form, a top will form on the 4-hour. But if the trend remains intact, then the buyer bars will come back in. Now, you see, if we expect that on the 4-hour time frame, then that will depict a little bit on the 1 day. So even if today you were to enter on the long side of this and capture some momentum to the upside from this big bull move, do remember that if you want to capture a bigger move, okay, you want to stay in for a longer distance, then expect some kind of seller bars in between. Don't let that deter you if you're going to follow the distance that we have populated from the statistical tables, from the swing distance averages, okay, that you guys will know how to use from the training that we give and Gavin gives as well. So that's on one point that I want to mention about trading this going forward. Now, those of you who did want to think about for future market news as well, how would you trade such a basic move even before the news comes even before the news comes out? Let me just reload this. I think I was doing a bit of a replay, and I think the thing went for a little bit of a snooze. So let me just bring that up again. And then I got the cable, and then I got the Brent, and then it'll be fine. So now I told you a little bit about how to trade this going forward. Now, how about for the future, before the news comes out, what is a probable way to trade it, but still keeping in track of price action movement? So how do we do that? So let me just do that here. Let me take away that big bull bar over here that happened today. So over here, does that work? Or maybe it doesn't. It's a bit more. Okay, never mind. Let me look on the another one first, and then we'll come back to here. Or what I can do is, let me see. There we go. I think we can cover that over there. Let's see. If we now take a look at that over here, if we had that 2 bars as of yesterday before the news came out, how would you look to trade that? Now, the first thing we would always do is first we had a sign of strength a little bit towards the upside by this green bar taking out the high of the previous bar, right? So we had a red bar here, and then we had the next bar taking out that high, and then also closing a bit higher as well. So a bit of strength move. That's the first sign. But just based on that, we can't take a position towards the upside before the big news comes out, okay? The other thing that we can also do then, if you start to take a look at lower time frames and see if the trend has been kept intact or not, okay? So on the 5th of November, this was where we were at, right? Before we got the news. Let me see. So this 5th, and this is for the 6th, okay? So the 5th of November, when did it finish off? So this was just before the elections news was happening as of yesterday. The first trend change behavior happened over here. Let me just mark that out. This is for people who want to see where you can, where I possibly entered if you were to trade this for the future, okay, on big news days. These 2 levels I've marked out is where the trend change or change of behavior will start to happen, as what Gavin would say. And that is when the trend change or the change of the trend of the market starts. When it takes out that first price action, then it turns into an uptrend, and further strength when it takes out the second line of entry, which I've put over here as well, 42,349, okay? And then you can see at that point, 19, that goes on to the 6th of November. If you wanted a bit more confirmation, that's where I would have got in 42,349 to then write the bull move from that point, okay? But one point of caution I do want to mention, traders, when you, of course, you can't see all of this when you got in here, right? When you got in here, 42,349, at this point, very important you must understand is you do not know what's going to happen after that, okay? What you do know is how you're going to manage your trade, how you're going to minimize your risk and trail your stop losses, and where you're going to get out, your trade exit. All this you must be very clear. And the rest of the part, what's going to happen after that, you've got to let go of the outcome. That's for every single trade you're going to do. This is always, you have to remember that, because what happens is default of the mind is when you want to enter that trade at that level, you're just thinking, no, it must win. And that's where the problem begins, because once you're attached to a certain outcome, if you don't know how to manage the trade, then if it doesn't behave according to what you want it to behave to, according to expectations, the fear will start to creep in. And that is when consistency cannot be maintained and your trading system results won't monetize itself, okay? So this is very, very important. Right. So that's one of the ways that you could have looked at that. But for today, going foresight, wait for that to close, and then we can then trade that accordingly on different time frames. I'll look at one more on the cable, and then I'll pass it on to Gavin, and then I can take a look at Brent oil later on. Now, cable has been in this range, isn't it? Even on our SMI, smart money indicator over here. Let me just put in all the rest as well. So even on the smart money indicator, as you can see, it was a bit of choppy, right? So it went up a little bit, came back down, downtrend again, and then after that up, and then now it's coming back down to the up to the downside. All this over here, when this happens, right, this is what we call the compression moves. Now, usually a person who does not analyze it properly, and the layman will always say, oh no, you know what, the SMI indicator, the VSA line indicator is not working. What the heck? It's changing from green to red and all of that. But a person who's very wise will start to see an opportunity even in this compression or choppy moves. You and I will understand that when you focus on the opportunity that lies ahead, you will start to see the goal that lies in front of you. In compression moves, principle, always remember this, and you can design one strategy based on this concept. After a compression, especially after successive compressions, principle of life in anything is what? The outburst move after that is going to be very huge, is it not? So one thing that you can always think about is, okay, yes, it's compressing, yes, it's getting choppy. Let me take a step back. Let me understand what the volume is saying as well, along with the price structure from the behind and what price levels I will start to take a look at to get into this particular move. I'll first cover the foresight. The foresight now is it's taken out that low, highly probably it's going to turn into a downtrend at the end of today. And that's probably highly going to confirm as well according to our formulas. That's on the downside. Now, before we jump into the downside on this particular trade, I'll quickly analyze it on the 4-hour and the 1-hour as well. And that is already showing a downtrend phase 1. Confirmation came here. That's even more better because over here you can see after the confirmation came in, VSA light is red as well, confirming that volume spikes happening as well over here. But what we can also see is if we do start to see the selling pressure continue, this is one of the best places we can get. And we always like contrarian moves, right? Because this confirmed red bar, but the second bar and the third bar here are buyer bars, right? Now, if we do want that to continue to the downside, put a pending order for that low of that buyer bar, okay? Now, the next thing is, then we know that that buyer bar volume was actually towards that selling side if it breaks that level over there. Now, if you want an earlier entry before that, and you believe that the downside is going to carry on, then what we then wait for is a top confirmation with an orange arrow and an orange dot. As of now, the VSA light is also confirming red as well, and the volume spikes are towards the upside, confirming the selling movement. Let's wait for this a little bit to clear, and then once we clear that and we take it to the downside, if the selling pressure sustains, then we can then apply the statistical probability levels to get out on the exit points, okay? That's what I would say on the two analysis over here. Gavin, if you want to carry on with the other ones and also show the new ones, what you got, and then we can correlate the analysis.
Brilliant. Well done, Terry. Yeah, no, exactly correct. And what we'll show now, there's a couple of things I just want to start with before we get to my charts. Is first of all, two things have happened today. We've got a new version of the TradingView software, which is called Trade to Win Professional. It's been developed over a period of months. But what's most important, there's new indicators that Tom Williams gave me the code for, which is going in there right now. It's not released today, but the main version is for people that, you know, what we've got is already there, and then we're just going to add it in over the next week. Now, the other thing that's important is that I've released my book, and it's in PDF format. It's going to be published by a very large publishing house. It's called Think Link Create. I'm going to give you all the I'm going to give you the links if you want to order the software. That's fine, but I'm going to give you all chapter 1 of the book so you can have it at no charge, right? So you can see where we're coming from. Now, Tiru has read the majority of the book anyway. We're still making changes, but Tiru and I come from the same place, and it's all about energy and how you help people. And if you look at the Master of the Markets message, you look at Trade Guider. The word trade the truth is another one. What is the truth? Well, we're going to show you it tonight, and you'll see why. Tiru, when I first met you, obviously the story's quite funny, and some of people here are new. We've got a big audience here. And I met you at a trading show in London, and my stand was there, and we had a company, we still have the company, and we were promoting Trade to Win at the time. But I looked at the banner and it said, this guy next to me, I'm like, Master of the Markets. I said, you're stealing my work. I've said it many times. As I said, Master of the Markets is Tom Williams's book, which I'm going to give you all if you want it. Right? It's fine. It's what got me into trading. So I went over to the booth, and some lovely ladies there said, I said, look, I said, can I talk to the guy that owns this company? Because you're copying us. And it was a great story because she said, well, you need to talk to Tiru. He's over there, but he's not available. But then he came over to my stand and he said, are you Gavin? I said, yeah. And this is many years ago now. And I said, yeah. I said, you're copying what we do. I mean, and I showed him the book. He said he had no clue, absolutely no idea that Tom Williams wrote Master of the Markets, right? It's absolutely no idea. And that was the wonderful thing, and that why we become such good friends and collaborators, because I realized, I said, okay, you're not trying to steal our work. Okay, what do you do? And then I went over to his booth and he showed me, and he came over and I took a trade, and it all went from there. So now what I want to do is show you why are we doing this event, which is online now, by the way, which is in a couple of weeks' time. Why have we collaborated? What's the purpose? And what is moving forward? Because we're about to do a press release, a major press release, and it's going to come out on Friday about the new software that we've developed. Now, I'm going to see if I can take the screen, so bear with me. So, Tiru, can you give me the screen? And I'm going to.
You can share straight away, I think. That's
let me just do that now. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to show you the trade that I took earlier in the earlier demonstration I did. And you should all be able to see a screen here of the NASDAQ 1 minute chart. Can you see that?
Yes, we can see it now. Yes, brilliant.
Okay, this is the new version. It's called Trade Guider. It's gonna we've got more stuff going into it literally in the next 24 hours. But for the moment, it's exactly sellable because it's really good. And I'll show you why. Now, when we look at SMI VSA, which was in here, you can see the SMI indicators. Okay, and we can see, and I'm going to play this through to you and show you what's going on. So this bar is not live. What happened where I took the trade. But I want to talk about why people struggle to learn the VSA method, certainly, and maybe SMI. What do they don't understand? Now watch. You can see here, you've got a timestamp, and each bar, as it's printing, will show you what the net gain, the spread, the volume, the close is happening on the live bar. Now, we are putting in some code, probably tomorrow, where you can go back and look at it, but I'm not interested in back. I'm interested in, I want to make money now, at the right edge of the chart. But the back is still important. You've got to look back. And this is what happened. So obviously today we've had news, massive news. Tiru doesn't even have a television, right? So he's I don't watch the news, and that's brilliant, because when I said to him some stories today, he said, well, I don't know what you're talking about because I don't watch the news. Brilliant. That's how it should be. And I have to watch the news because, if you're managing money, then you've got to look at what the story is. And I didn't expect Trump to get in, but having said that, it's happened. Now, when it happened, the markets moved. Now, this is Trade Guider Professional V1 for TradingView. We are, just to answer the questions that have come through, Can I use it in NinjaTrader? Yes, you will be able to. The new indicators, they'll be added to Smart Center Pro. Smart Center Pro is not going to change, just going to have some new indicators based on reversal bars, and I'll show you why. And once you pick the reversals at the right moment with the SMI indicator, your confidence increases dramatically. And that's the key part of trading. And I've been doing a lot of mentorship courses over the last 6 to 8 weeks, and I've learned a lot from traders that fail. Now, that's ironic, isn't it? Traders that fail, you want to learn from those individuals. What are you doing wrong? And I can see it. It's clear as day. And Tiru, I think, will agree with this. A lot of it is over-analysis, right? Analysis paralysis. They're just trying to do too much with their brain where it should be simple. But the biggest thing I learned is their belief system in themselves, not in the chart. Charts don't lie, but your brain lies to yourself. That's why I wrote the book, Think, Link, Create. And you're all going to get a copy of that chapter. Why do I believe this is important? Because Tom taught me it. And it's going to be difficult for me, this. Tomorrow was the anniversary of his death while I was with him. And I'm struggling with it. I'll be honest. I'm really struggling with it. Because he was such an important part of my life. And he taught me everything about the charts, about the universe, about life, everything we talked about. And I've got videos now, and I didn't realize that I recorded much of the information he gave me, but I found it all. Sorry, give me a minute. So when he passed away and I was with him, the last words he said to me, which is very appropriate for tonight, with all the things that are going on in the world, he said, Gavin, or Gav, because he never called me Gavin. He held my hand. He said, I know my work is in safe hands. Go do it. And then he'd gone. He passed. So that made me think tonight, as I go into tomorrow, what we've just achieved. Not just with Trade Guide, but with Master the Markets and the team. We've had changes. We've had different things happening. But life is about, and Tu and I talked about this earlier, which is important to recognize this. We're all vibrational energy. Whether we accept it or not, we are. It's all written in my book. It's scientific. It's proven. What you think, you will become. That's a fact. Thoughts in trading are very important, as I'm about to show you. But we're looking at data here. And data comes at us at massive speed, especially now. My son, Ryan, who's 15 years old, 14 years old, 15 in April, 14 years old, has just got a debit from school. But I said, you can't give him a debit, which is it's like a negative. He was at home. You can't, he wasn't at school. He said, no, he was texting people in the school because he was able to do it because we let him have his phone. Life has changed. I couldn't do that in my day. Now, let's get to the point, because we're chartists, all of us here. We want to make money. I asked every single individual I've taught, what's your motivation to do this? But actually, some of them said, I need to help myself to move forward, which I've done. And I've done it in a way, having been pushed when I was a police officer and gone through post-traumatic stress disorder, which is very serious, and come out of it and move forward and written 3 books now. And I'm now on my 4th book. I'm working on that. I learned something. You attract the people you need to attract. And Tiru and I both, Tiru, you agree with this, right? It's something about frequency where when you're on the right level, and we're really going up at the moment, we've got a lot of interest in, but there's lots of things I've discussed with you. I know you're quite spiritual too, but you don't drink, you don't smoke, and you don't watch TV. Okay, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't watch TV. But what is, well, I do watch, actually, that's a lie. I do watch TV, but it's usually Lord of the Rings or something that my kids want to watch because you can't not have a TV with two kids, so, or three kids. So what's your thought on this? Why is it so important to get this out before we get to this chart? Because it's going to be a brilliant chart.
No, I think you said a few couple of points. I think it's a principle, right? I think people should always think in terms of principles. I mean, Ray Dalio, biggest hedge fund billionaire trader, talks in terms of principles. Principles are cross-transferable. One important thing, Gavin, that you and I we always talk about is whenever things don't go in your favor, let it be the trades, right? The trade doesn't go in your favor for many years, you can't make it work, right? Or you meet the wrong mentors, the fake gurus, right? The immediate thing that what people will always do, or sometimes your business, you meet the wrong people in business, the marketeers, or whatever it is. The first thing that people will always point is the hand outside, isn't it? They will say, "Oh man, that was just a scamster. Oh, that guy was so useless. How could he do that to me?" The fingers keep pointing out. But eventually, when you go a bit deeper and you reflect and you contemplate, like what wise people will do eventually who go up to the top of the ladder and become high achievers, is that they start to reflect and start to read books of other people who have gone to where they want to get to and start to realize that it was never about the outside, wasn't it? It was something in the inside, in your internal framework, your internal energy or vibration that was creating the external reality outside. And that is how you are attracting even the people around you and the results. And remember, traders, this is not some kind of mumbo jumbo boogie kind of chat over here, right? Me and Gavin, when we speak, I mean, it's well thought of, and you all know, and you all are very smart people in this webinar here as well, and the clients that we have. It's all there is when you go deeper into it. There's a nice, bigger, deeper scientific reason behind all of this also. The first important point, always realize whether it's your trading results or whether it's any results, relationship, health, it all starts from your internal thought framework, from your energy perspective, which then creates the results on your external framework. Very simple example I give you: if you're a smoker, in a restaurant nowadays, you can't smoke. In an enclosed environment, you can't smoke. So what will they tell you? You got to go outside and smoke in the fresh air, even in clubs and all of that, right? So when you go outside of that environment, what happens? Because you're a smoker, you meet other like-minded smokers, you see? What is within you, then you also see around you, attract around you. But if you're not a smoker, you wouldn't be going out, you wouldn't be meeting those kind of people. The same thing. If in your mind there's something about lack, there's something about that you feel that money is not valuable to you, or if there's something that you feel that I'm not worth it, I don't think I can make it in trading, then all you're going to meet is inconsistent results all the time, taking the wrong trades, not sure what's going on, time going by, you're giving excuses, and you will just not improve. First thing, always check yourself rather than pointing the finger outside. And they always say when you point one finger outside, 4 fingers are pointing towards you, right? So that is also a clue of nature as well. So go inside, reflect on it, clean yourself, strengthen your mind thoughts, and then go forward. And then the fastest way to change your thought patterns and your internal is what? Is always 2 things. One is the people that you hang around with, which is what we're doing here in this webinar, like-minded people. The second thing is the books that you read. That's what I would say on that, Gavin.
Brilliant. Okay, let's get to the charts, because we are going a little bit more advanced, which we're going to do in the course, by the way. And so some of you have asked, are we sending the links out for the course? Yeah, that'll go out over the weekend probably. But I want to talk to you now about this new software. Now, you can see, first of all, there's a number of things that are going on, that every bar, the right to the chart, which I'll get to, is actually analyzing it as it is happening, right? And that's really important, because with volume spread analysis and SMI, which is on here, we look for high probability low risk trades. We do not guarantee that every trade will make money. So let me be clear on that. There's no guarantee. And we've never, ever said it, although I've looked online. So I did a research this morning about some of the educators that are out there that saying, if you do this, you just make money. Well, that's BS, okay? Sorry, you won't hear that from Tiru and I. But what you will have here is the new development and moving forward. This is going to happen real quick. And it'll happen for at the moment, we're doing TradingView because we're testing and it's now tested. This area is tested. The next part is NinjaTrader and then MT5, MT4. Okay, so I want to start with what happened here. Now, you'll see at the bottom here, we've got something that's completely different. We've got this bar, the trigger bar, right, which I developed, years ago. But now it's programmed in. And what it does, it changes. It goes green if the market's going up. And if that and that and that, and we've chosen these time frames specifically to test it, and it's brilliant, because what happens is if you've got the 1 minute going sideways, it's grey. If it turns green, it's aligned with the others, you go long. I mean, and you've got to have some sort of background. So let me play this forward to you. This is, let me be clear, not VSA Lite. It's Trade Guide Professional. We've called it Lite 2 for the moment for testing purposes, but it will come out with the new indicators that will be added in over the next week. Now, for all our clients that have already got the software, we've got a promotion for you, because we're only releasing 20 versions of this week and then 20 next week while we're continuing to monitor it. But there's something that's slightly different about this. Is instead of giving you the software, Tiru and I do a monthly mentorship program where we show you the trading live. This will be added to it. And so as part of the package, you can, because if you put SMI on it as well, it's entirely down to you if you do that. We will teach you. But what I'm going to do is start up the new VSA Club for this product specifically, and we're going to launch that on Monday. It's called the VSA Club, which we had previously. All the archives of Tom Williams's videos and his newsletters will be available to you all in the club. Now, it's taken me a long time to check everything, but it really looks good. Now, let me play this through, because I know you're wanting this. So we start off with a shakeout, right? Look at the volume, okay? Absolutely massive. Everything is telling me that this is starting to roll over here on a bigger time frame. The next bar closes up in Trade to Win Professional. The next bar comes back down and it tests, right? We can see them. We get here a new piece of code, which is called a successful test. And what it does is it looks at the background of the low of the bar and then triggers. All right, and the old code didn't do that properly. So we've done that, and then we get a secondary test. And you can go and check this, NASDAQ now, right? And then what happens is it comes back down into that area, but falls through it, which it has to do because they're going to buy some more. And then as it falls, this here, this area, because of that bar, means you're stopped out of that short trade. And now you watch. Now look at the right edge, because we're going to go to the right edge of the chart. We'll show it. So I'm going background, and he goes, right, okay, we're going to build a cause. We're going to build a cause. We're going to build a cause. Wyckoff talked about it. We're going to build this cause. And then the SMI indicator comes in here and here. Okay, very powerful. Now, one of our clients that I talked to yesterday went long the Dow, and it's on YouTube, and it's had a lot of views. But here, let's just play this through, and you'll see when we get to the right edge of the chart why everything in this new version, the professional version, is showing you at the right edge. Not I'm going in the background, of course I am, but it's going up. We're testing. We're going up. We've got SMI. We're testing. We're testing. These are very clear indications of a test in a rising market, which is my favorite indicator. And does it Tyrrell, I'm going to ask you a question as I play this through. Why does the market not just go in one direction, please? I mean, I've got a test here. It's gone right the way up, but why does it come back down and then go back up into the same area, Tyrrell? Because everyone seems to ask me this. They go, well, if it's, I'm going to make money, it just has to go vertical if I'm long, and just keep going. And of course, it doesn't do it unless you're patient. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, the first thing is principles, right? Everybody knows that price never moves in a straight line forever, isn't it? Traders, everybody will agree. Everybody will say, yes, it's true, right? And nicely, Steve Johnson and many of the our clients will know that I always say that, you have to anticipate the dance, right? Which was actually, I stole the word from Stuart. I think Stuart is not here, but hopefully he watched the recording. But it's coming on the annual summit as well. So Stuart used to say that as well. Yes, Tyrrell, you mean the dance that it does before it gets to its final target objective. And why does it do that? Let's think on that, traders, right? So you are saying that it doesn't go in a straight line all the way to the top. It then wiggles around and then it makes its cycles and movements. Why? Because very simple. It's the same principle for any kind of object of matter that we trade. The best example, easiest example for people to always understand is property. If you buy a property, let's say at £100,000 or £200,000, whatever it is, you expect for it to go up, right? That's the only reason you buy, okay? So let's say after a while, it gets up to 600,000, 3 times what you have bought, let's say at 200,000. Eventually, what is the human psychology is, can it go up further anymore? Then what will they naturally do? They will start to, some people collectively think that, oh, I don't think that can go up higher anymore. What will they start to do? They will start to, yes, as some of you are saying it, some will start to sell. That's when it drops off from the 600,000, it comes down, right, to maybe 300,000. That's what you're seeing on the chart, the cyclical movement. And then, of course, as technical chartists, we call that as what? Retracement, profit taking, and so on and so forth. Some people call it correction. Whatever name you give it, the concept, the principle is the same, okay? So after the retracement, the profit taking happens. The critical question is what? Will the trend still sustain? So you bought that, let's say that instrument, NASDAQ, or property in that example, whatever it is, you bought it at 200,000, you went to 600,000, came back down to 450,000 now. The critical question to ask is what? Is it now going to level off at 450 and then now going to carry on further up to 800, 900,000 and sustain its trend? Or is the selling going to continue on further below that 400,000, below the 200,000 and change its trend into a downtrend? And then what do we call all this in technical wise? We call it what? Change in market behavior, change in behavior, trend change, all of these things. But still, fundamentally, what is it based on? It's still based on collective human behavior and agreement, but the predominance of this start off of this human behavior and sustaining the price movement is smart money, professional smart money, because they got the strength towards deciding whether that level holds and then falls back further down, or the level holds at the bottom and then goes back further up. But all this in summary, when we look at chartists on the market front, we then term this as cyclical movements. So price does not move in a straight line, it's cyclically moving, and the trend is sustaining. And if the trend is sustaining, then we take it in terms of the trend alignment, which is usually the phase one moves. That's what I would say in a summary, Gavin.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Now watch. So now I'm going to explain to you 3 things that's going on this time frame and chart. Number 1, I want you to look at the new stuff that we've produced for the professional version. Everything's green, so I'm long. I've been long earlier anyway, but that's, you've seen the video, many of you.
Gavin, just a quick point over here. We just got a message on YouTube, but I'm sure you'll cover this later. They're asking about the pricing for the Trade to Win Pro opposed to Trade to Win Original, but you can cover that later if you want.
Yeah, I've put together a document. I'm going to give you all a my first chapter of my new book, which is going to be published, and I'm just going to give you the first chapter, and I'll put links in there for various options of what you know, of pricing and stuff. So I don't want to make this a sales pitch. It's not what I want to do. If you want information, you can get it from us, but this is educational. So I don't want to do a pitch on it. I want to show you exactly the logic behind what I've done and what's about to come. So if you look at the right edge of the chart, right, and you can see here, everything's turned green in multiple time frames. That's key. Secondly, we've got these new test bars, right? And they're very smart, because if we look at the volume histogram, which again is new, we look not at just like, if we look at the old version, right, that's what it looked like. Okay, so that's how it was. It looks pretty straightforward, which is fine. You've got high volume, blah, blah. But now we've looked at much more specific volume and how it interacts. So what we've done is, and we're going to show this again in more webinars, we look for the strength on the tests, and that's why they're so solid. Now, we've got this histogram at the bottom. Now, this is really interesting because it's the most important part. There are different types of volume, and in TradeGuider, the previous version, in TradingView anyway, it didn't pick up the intermediate volume that Tom taught me about. So he told me, he said, right, Gav, you can get very low volume, right? You can get low volume, right? You can then get low average volume, right? Then you can get average volume. And you get my point. You keep going. You get average to medium high and medium, and it keeps going. That's what this does. That is where you've got to pay attention. That is where you've got to pay attention, because it goes down. It's only a small time frame. You put this on a bigger time frame, it works even better. Put it in stock. Well, if you can't make money with this, I might as well call Elon Musk and say, look, I'll be an astronaut and go to space, because actually, look, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but we're watching it live. It says here, look at what it does. It tells you the trend. It tells you which phase we're in the trend. It's number one, which means it's accumulation. It's going up. The SMI indicator with Tiru backs it up here, right there. 1, 2. Why do we think that we're working and collaborating? Because it works. What is the trending system, which is like Smart Center Pro for TradingView, telling us? Yeah, as it comes down, it starts to change. It will learn. It's AI. Yes, John. Yeah, is it AI to an extent? But it's not automated trading, and I want to make that clear. This is decision support at the most advanced level that we've ever done. And if we now look at why the market's going to fall, this should, if it's going to come down, look at the SMI indicators confirming downward pressure. That's why we do it. It's not, it doesn't go, the markets do not. I mean, I wish I could read this email to you all, but I can't because it's private. Where a guy has brought the software and he's saying, well, why do I get red indicators as the market's going up? And why do I get green indicators as the market falls? I said, well, I mean, here, right? Why is the market falling here? Well, certainly it's gone up, but the market goes in different directions. But it has, if you look at where the buyers stepped in, the testing was, the shakeout, it's a very good trade to the long side. The reason is, I'll talk specifically for the moment about TradeGuider, then I'll talk about SMI. What are we looking at? Are we looking at candlesticks? I'm going to go for a list of questions. No. Are we looking at MACD? No. Are we looking at stochastics? No. Moving averages? No. What are you looking at then? We're looking at the movement of professional money, and how do we track it? And I talk about, and I'm going to give you all a copy of chapter 1 of the book, which is very important, but my third book. But if you read chapter 9 of smart trading in the shadow of the smart money, what you realize is the markets do move on what everything drives our planet. Now, I'll tell you what they are. It's supply and demand, cause and effect, versus result. And the smart money indicator confirms what the VSA is saying, which is why we're collaborating, because it's a confirmation tool. We're not here to tell you where to sell and buy. Well, we will be soon, probably. But at this moment in time, we're helping you, educate you to say, right, think of your brain and your mind when you're a trader. Make it real in your mind and say, I can see the chart. Here is a chart of the NASDAQ. You can ask me any chart you want, and I could put it up and it would look the same. Well, I say it looked the same. You would see the indicators. You'd see that at the moment it's gone sideways. So that's gone grey, but everything's green. Now you want to go to gold? Yeah, that's fine. And then I'll hand back to Tiru and we'll take questions.
Oh, Gavin, I think that one over here, is even setting up something. If you can just
Which one?
actually just what you're showing at the moment, NASDAQ, right?
Yeah.
One thing that people can look at.
Oh, yeah, here it goes.
Yeah, there you go,
going, yeah.
right? So that is in live. You see, there's always someone on the top listening to us always, every time we do a webinar. I don't know. You're always having divine grace over here, Gavin. If you actually see over here, traders, one thing that I would look at, look at this. This is a 3-point checklist. You can look: volume spike, uptrend, right? 3 of the time frames turning green by the trade to win.
Yeah, and do you want to take the screen because I can help you show that? That's fine.
It's fine because you got the indicators on it, and then also on top of that, you are also having the SMI.
This is interesting.
SMI confirmation with the blue dot as well. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, absolutely. So 3-point checklist. Whoever has got the Trade to Win Pro and the SMI, you can start to look at that. 3 time frames signaling green in an uptrend with the smart money indicator confirmation of the trend and the phase with a volume spike. You can test that to start off with and see how far they go, and then put your stop losses and targets accordingly. That's what I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, brilliant. And again, when I'm just focusing in at the moment because we've got all of this going on the live edge. Another test here. Everything's green. It's going up. Going to go up. Going to break the top because I'm seeing it on my other chart that I'm not showing anyone at the moment, but it's going to go up because everything's aligned. And this is the professional version. So it's a much more advanced version. And what we'll see now is when you put the SMI on it as well. Some people don't have the SMI. Our customers don't. Some people don't have the VSA. Yeah. You put the two together, though, what you've got here now with the new version, and we've got new indicators that are not in here. I'm not showing them publicly. I won't show them publicly. I'll only do it privately. We've got what we call reversal bars. And one of them has just appeared, actually, on the 3-minute chart. So this is going to go up. I can tell it's going to take the top out, right? I'm absolutely 100% certain. There should be a test now. Okay, so we'll watch it live. It's not going to move quickly. It's going to be slow. It's like a snake. So it's going to push down a little bit, but we should see a test. And then when it takes out the top, I would predict, I'm just looking at my charts here. No, it's not ready yet, but I'd say 28.77. Yeah, straight away. Yeah, it's pretty close. All right. Let's watch it for a second, and then I'm going to hand back to Tiru, and we'll take your questions. Now, I'm going to give you all, by the way, the first chapter of my book and the links to, if you want to get the software, and you're here, and if you're here, you're on an email list that is very specialized. We've only emailed certain people. Now, what I've done is I've produced I don't know if I can show it because I'm just going to wait for this to come down. I'm hoping it's going to come down right here. There's no demand. Come down here. You cannot go long yet because the software is very, very good at detecting downward pressure, but we'll wait. Be patient. But what I've got, and I'll just change the screen. Bear with me. All right. And then just tell me when you can see my Word document. and it will take a couple of minutes to load. So, and Terry, just keep an eye on gold quickly, because I can see something really interesting happening on that.
Yeah, let me keep an eye on that one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to put this up. And my wife Laura can send this. Oh, that's beautiful. This is absolutely superb. See, this is what happens sometimes. So you do a live webinar, you can see what the market's trying to tell you, and you go, okay, fine. And then you see it and you go, okay, that's interesting. What is it trying to tell us? Well, there is a reaction, which is one of the signals that I've programmed in to the no demand bar. I want to show you it. So let me just put this back up. Yeah, this is going to go up, guys. So I'm not far off. Okay, tell me when you can see the screen. I'm just going to try and project it.
I think the time being, traders, if you all got any questions,
All right, can you see my screen? I'm just going to share it now.
just type it into the chat box. If you all got any questions, we can take it in the end.
Yeah, can you see this? Because this is now going to move.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've gone long. So here is what's going on. Again, we can see what the spreads are. We can see that everything's turned green again, which it did. It had a correction. Now it's going to break the top. Okay, and this is all confirmed. The trend is up. We can see this new in professional, and everything is aligned. Now this will break out. Just watch. Can't do anything more than do it live. Tira and I have talked about this. I said, well, what more can you do? You know, you could do it in hindsight, that's fine, but this is live, and the biggest audience we've had this year to watch and learn and trust, because we are here to help you. And when it breaks out, the volume will increase. Okay, you've got uptrend phase one, okay, which we know. It doesn't always happen instantly. By the way, I'm very patient. I don't tend to get too frustrated with it. I'll put it over here so you can see it. Okay, there's the top. Now watch. Everything in the system, including SMI and the new system that we've got, is saying you've got to be long.
You know, one other thing also, Gavin, I think people should observe how complementary the indicators are. You see where you had the no demand bar and then the big seller bar started to happen where we all started to observe it, right? Can you move your mouse there, the big seller bar after the no demand bar?
This one here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a markdown.
Even when that happened, right? Look at that. Even our smart money indicator didn't confirm the top, which says, you know what? Stay in the trade, because there's a high chance the bottom is going to hold and it's going to carry on upwards further. And that's exactly what happened, complementary to what you're saying here as well.
Now watch this, right? No demand followed by an up bar or a test is a movement at higher prices. I'm going to add into the trade here. I'm going to try and project it on my other screen. I don't know if it's going to work so you can see it. But what happens is it reverses down exactly what I expect. So what they'll do is they'll do exactly this before it goes up. So I haven't, okay. So this new test that we've got is there. It's volume less than the previous two bars. So we wait. We can't do anything at the moment because it's hit the old top. It's rejected on no demand. Fine. You wait. If you're not in the trade, and you then obviously I've been in it a long time. But if you're not, then you watch each of it. But look at the bars. They're still saying, okay, quite correctly, that it's an uptrend. Now, I'll give it 2 more minutes and then I'll hand back to you, Thierry, to wrap it up. But ultimately, I've got the Word document, which has got all the information in, plus the if you want to order this and get it in the next 24 hours, this program I'm talking about, with all the additional indicators by Friday night, then we'll send you the link. Now, I'll give you the easiest way to get it, because I could put it in here. I don't know if I can post it. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, hold on one sec. I got someone on the line who's this guy's in the trade, and he's one of my mentorship students. And he went long earlier, and he's going, should I? Yeah, okay. This is going to be brilliant, because what's happening is they're testing this area. So this should come down to this area where the low is. If it doesn't, it's going to go straight through the top. Watch and learn. And the SMI indicators down here, where the high volume were, can't argue with them. Very strong, very powerful. But we're looking at live charts. We're not doing this in hindsight. And that's very important, because I don't, again, if you're trading, right, it's coming down at the moment on a 1 minute time frame. On the bigger time frame, right, it's been going up for a long, long time with testing all the way up. But now we're on the live edge of the chart at 7 o'clock at night. We see, and I'm looking at gold on the other chart, is there trades here? There'd be trades over the next week, really big ones as well, really big ones. But this has confirmed the indicators are not wrong in the new software program. No demand has confirmed itself. Okay, and it's there, ND. Okay, it's a red indicator. So it didn't break this old top, which is where I'd have looked to have gone long. I thought it was going to break out. It did not. So the software is very intuitive, and it is. But I think we will see buyers coming in, but they're not there yet. Finally, what I've done is produced a Word document. Okay, and it's here. Got it. And this Word document, you can request it, and it's got the links to order if you're in this event, the special pricing that we've got at the moment on the TradingView product that we've just launched. And it's also got the first chapter of my book, and you'll be able to read this. Now, Thierry, you've read the book, I know you have, and or most of it. I talk about something about knowledge is power, right? That's a very key part of it. Yeah, we're producing trading software. Yeah, we're producing trading signals. Yeah, so we got software, we got signals, but there's something in this book, and that's what Tom and I wrote right at the beginning. And as I launch it tomorrow, really officially on the anniversary of his passing, it's not complete, but it's very close. But you can all get a copy of that. And I don't know how we can. Well, I can ask Karen to put the links in for the promotional event. Now, there's something slightly different about what we're doing. Is please keep in mind that we are doing education on the back of this, and this is quite important because here it goes. I thought there. I've just had an alert. It's going to go. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the long position set up. It's come in because of that bar there, SMI, straight in. Now we're going to test in this area straight through the top. Watch. And then I'll hand back to Thierry, and then we'll wrap it up. We don't want to keep it too long. In relation to those links, the easiest way to probably get them, and I'll send you the chapter and the links, is to email tradeguider@outlook.com, and perhaps you, Karen, you can type that in. Just email tradeguider@outlook.com, and I'll be able to then just send you the because I'm not going to post it in here. I don't want to make it public for the moment, and then we'll send you a link. And if you want to have a chat with me tomorrow, this is going to go now. Here we go. Right, I've got the second alert. I'm using another system, by the way, that's working. Watch. It's going to go. Yep. We'll just be patient here because everything's lined. Okay, everything's aligned. Nothing's changed. They marked it down into this area. Now we're looking for the test of this area with an SMI indicator coming in. Then you've got your setup. Even now, and this is at 7 o'clock at night. Okay, I've just got the alert. Okay, good. Oh, that's marvelous. Okay, good. Oh, okay, it's in. Okay, and it could fail. Wait. Do not do anything. Wait. This next bar has to close higher and up here for us to do anything. That's what we'll teach you. Tira and I have studied this massively about, you've got the confirmation bars. It's gone up. There's no argument. No one can argue with it. But then here we've got a test. This test failed. This test failed. This test failed. And this is why we've got this to show us when to execute. Not if it keeps going up and down like a yo-yo, which it's doing at the moment, you're not going to make any money in here. You're going to struggle. Once it gets up here, you're going to make your profits.
No, one thing I do want to mention is of that previous swing move where the SMI blue dot came with the pro 1 minute, 5 minute, 25 aligning. If one way also to get out is target objectives based on the open profit tables, open equity tables that we got of that only one swing. Now, if they want another strategy objective, which is what we're doing here with more advanced price and volume analysis, they can hold on to that trade and trade it accordingly. That is why I always keep retreating on every webinar that we do, Gavin. Every strategy will differ based on its target objectives. This is very important before they start to take a trade on it.
100%. Yeah. So we'll watch this and then I'll hand back to Tiro and then we can do a summary. Here, everything's still aligning in our professional version. Okay, so it's still going up, which it has been. It's made, this is the area where I'd love to take a trade again, around this area at the top, where if it breaks it. But every bar is analyzed now. This is different. If you look here, if you don't understand BSA, it changes on the fly, which is very different. It tells you the gain, it tells you the spread, the volume, the close, all of that is relevant. This could be a reversal, which is another signal I've actually programmed in, and it will produce an indicator and then it will go right through the top. Okay, and it's not there yet because it's doing what Turu said. It's the dance of the market. It's gone up, back down. Now it's trying to push through this old high. So there's your level. And I'm looking at this and saying, would I be short? No way. No way. Would I be long? 100%. Okay, I would be long because it's going to go through here and then it will test any minute. So we'll give it 2 more minutes and I'll hand to Tiru and we'll wrap it up. And if you want to come to our course and you want the professional version that we're about to launch and you're an existing customer, we're only releasing 10 versions, then I'll send you the document which shows what it does, why it does it, and the promotional price before we launch it, which is going to be Monday, I think. And we're doing a big press release with Bloomberg, so we'll look forward to it. And it'll go out on multiple channels. It'll be SMI, BSA combined, showing why this market will blow out this top. And it will. Okay, and I'm not wrong. And I've always said this, if you're confident in your trading, you believe in your system, we've developed this over a long time. This is Tom's new stuff. It will attack the top, and when it goes, the volume must increase. So we've got lack of volume here. This is a new indicator, but it doesn't mean it's going to be, it's going to retrace. I think it's going to take the top out, and I'll be completely right with the analysis. And then you'll see the SMI backed it up, the VSA backed it up. And if you've got that there we go. It's gone straight through. Don't know how to do this, guys, other than live, because it all looks good in hindsight. but that's what I predicted. And it did come back down. It went into the area which our new system predicted. SMI confirmed it, and now it's going to rally. And it says
And
here,
also, you know, Gavin, like what we said, even if they want to just align it, you see all the 1 minute, 5 minute, 25 minute, all aligning as green with the SMI just came before you took out the top on the blue. That's a simpler way of they can look at it and test that as well.
Tiro, I said to you earlier, I said, I don't know what else we can do. You know,
Exactly. We've done this quite a few times now.
Yeah, I suppose it comes down to the event we're going to do, where we're going to be trading a big account live, and I'm fine with that. This is live analysis. You can see it, you can understand it. It's simple. The professional version that we've developed, really clever. I mean, everything was green and it kept going up on the 1 minute chart, and it will continue to move. By the way, I think it will take this top out. They'll get you'll see a test. Now, why do I know that? Because that will turn green. And it's like a pilot looking at his instrument chip. You know, what do we do as human beings? We look at green, reds, colors. We're visual. We've got 5 senses. I believe we've got 6, but that's a separate book. But we do have it, and this is going to be a test here. There has to be a test. Okay, there. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Right? People look at me and go, oh, yeah, you just pressed a button. I did not. Now, the test is testing this area. Okay, now watch. The test might fail and push down lower, or it might blow through the top. But that's a test. And I'm not making this up. That's code that the new code that we've developed. And it's damn good. Now, I'm just going to go 1 more minute. I'm going to hand to Tiru. Then I'm going to give you an area where you can all get the trading plan for, well, the first chapter of the book and the links if you want to be part of this. We're releasing 10 versions of this in the next 24 hours. It doesn't include the SMI indicators, but we can talk to you about that. Oh my goodness me, I've just got another alert. Sorry, I'm on the screen. Oh, right. Okay, this is going to be good. Okay, watch. Okay, they're going to come up to the top here. They're testing it twice. And these tests have got different coding. Now, I can't tell immediately whether it's going to happen now or it's going to happen in 20 minutes, but this is very powerful. And because we're backed up with SMI, and it's a 1 minute, does this work on an hourly? I was just asked. Of course it does. It works on all time frames. But we're showing you on a 1 minute chart because we don't want to bore you. We've seen since we started a massive move here in the NASDAQ. Okay, we've seen the SMI confirming everything. We've talked about belief, but now watch. The test happened, it's successful. This, if it closes up here, will go up again. Watch and learn and believe, because that's all we can do. You produce software. There we go. Another one. They're really testing this right now. And these are new stuff. This is new indicators. Okay. And what they're doing is testing the supply to here, the left. That's what's being tested. See where the line is? They're not testing the bottom. They're testing a breakout. And it's really clear. Really clear. And it doesn't mean, I mean, you should have gone long much earlier, which I did, and I did that in the webinar I did previously. But now, as we're doing this, I don't know, what's the time now? 7:20 at night in the UK, after the election, and we got the biggest view on YouTube I've ever seen. Watch and learn, and share this video with all your friends who are traders, because this will teach you the markets don't move on stochastics. They don't move on candlesticks. They don't move on any other thing than supply. Oh, I can't believe this. I didn't plan this. Someone up there is looking out for me. But yeah, supply and demand. Watch. Multiple tests in a rising market is backed up by SMI. It's one of the strong signs of strength you'll ever see. If it breaks out of this area where the supply is here, where the volume is, If it pushes through it, straight through it, and I won't be wrong. And why Tira and I are so confident in our method? Because, well, we've got a great team behind us, and more importantly, we show this live. Watch. What a great day. What a great week. Now, some of you who are Democrats will go, in America, it's terrible because Trump got in, but markets are like it. Now you're going to see, okay, so they're trying to push it up on volume, but again, it's a new setup. Testing the area of no demand is actually a signal to go long, and it's a red signal. Now we're right into that new area. Watch. Break out the top, which it will. 100% certain. If you're certain of something, you look at now, I'm looking here, I'm looking at the pro telling me what it's doing. And if we start to get a wide spread, it's narrow at the moment, but it will turn to wide. This will turn to green. We will break out to the upside. This is the future. And it's the future of VSA, and it's the future of AI development in volume spread analysis. Tira, I'll come back to you in a second to wrap up, but I just want to keep on this because we're very close. Are you okay with this? Just to,
Yeah, of course. Yes, yeah. What is that high number again? 2890, isn't it? No, 2882, is it?
Yeah, it's going to go now. Going to go now. Okay, I've got it on the other screen.
Yeah, it's going to almost.
Yeah, it's gonna break out now, right now.
Is it 883? Is it? Is that the high?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. It's done it now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Has to, because this will turn green in a minute. But everything in pro.
The best way to learn is always in real time, isn't it, Gavin? I mean, one thing, I don't know if viewers are getting it. SMI confirmation with 4 tests around a no demand area is another reason, a conviction that will give you to hold on to your ride of that swing move. There's so many things you can learn over here, you know, that people should be opening their eyes up. That's why we keep reiterating. It's not just us saying from a bias perspective. It's just they can see this in real time. But another thing, what we're going to do on the annual summit as well, I mean, rather than me and Gavin always talking about it in real time, which is still powerful, but our clients who have taken all of these trades and are trading in real time are going to start speaking as well, so that in your mind you'll start to see and get the confidence that, you know, there was a guy that was just like me and was trained by Gavin and Tiru, and now he's much more further down the line. You know, I can do this as well. That's what we're here to do, build a strong community that then goes on to trade with conviction and change people's lives.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's exactly what it's done. It's made the top here. Everything in the system has confirmed it. I mean, this was all green when I've been long for a while, but I mean, because I was doing a webinar earlier. I'm going to switch off for the night because now it's 7:22 UK time. But what I have done, as I say, I've put together a Word document, okay, which is here, which has got the links to order if you want to at the special price for people in this webinar, because it's a private webinar. I will eventually put it on YouTube. I can send you this document, okay, which has got the chapter 1 of the book, the reason why. It's very personal to me, especially as I launch it, the book on the 7th of November when Tom passed away. You can get that and perhaps,
maybe Gavin, you can copy the link and put it in the chat box, maybe.
Well, I think it's just simple. Just email tradeguide@outlook.com. Perhaps Kyron or Glenn can post that in and say, look, if you want a copy of that with the links for the special pricing, I'm not going to do a big email blast. We don't want to have loads of people initially doing this. So it's tradeguide@outlook.com, which is my direct email, which I do follow and I do correct. This is going to go again now. Watch. Tradeguide@outlook.com. I'll send you the document, which is the first chapter of the book, with the links to order the special pricing so you can get this. And this is available really probably in the next 24 hours with the new indicators that we're putting in it as well. So you can see it works. I mean, I don't know how else to show it to you. It's going to go up right now. because everything I've also not shown you the email alerts that are built into this because I haven't got time. But what you're going to see is this building of the cores that we have built in down here. And it's very smart. And then the SMI indicators, which is not included, by the way, in that price, you'd have to buy that separately. But ultimately, you've got a test in a rising market, which is something I programmed in. Okay, and it's a pullback on very low volume. And these volume histograms are now much more accurate. And the reason they are in the professional version is because they're not inaccurate, by the way, in the light version. They've just been improved and vastly improved to give you, I mean, you can see here something that's not in light, which is where everything lines up, you get in. Okay, and that's what happened further down. And now it does hit resistance. There's no reason it shouldn't, but we're at a time of night, 1925 UK time, where it's not going to really move that much. But actually, in this webinar, you've seen it. And we're now attacking the old tops. So I can't predict the market. I wish I could. Look, I said higher prices. It's all starting to move. And then we look here in the professional version, it tells you exactly what's going on. There we go. It's all lined up. See? I can't do this in hindsight because what happens is people say, oh, well, yeah, this is happening right now. All of you go and check. If you don't believe this works, and it will go up higher, right? It all lines up. I took the trade much earlier, but I was talking to a client earlier who's now bought my mentorship program, and he's going to do a mentorship with Tiru. And he said, every time I've talked to someone, they always show me the past and say, oh, see this trade, see that trade. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about what's happening right now. And we've always done it. Tiru and I, especially. There's very few people out there that are prepared to put, excuse the French, their balls on the line to say, I'm quite confident that this is going to go up because of X, Y, Z, and this is going, and we've developed software that does it. Then there's another test. Okay, this could go up higher. If you can believe what we believe, you will make it. If you believe in yourself as a human being and the power you have, you will make it. If you do not allow fear and doubt through all the television stuff that you see to inflict on you negative energy, you will succeed. And I know this because I've been through it. And watch. Please know that Tiru and I have got your backs. We're trying to help you. There we go. Another one. We can help you. Now, in this software, what we've developed at TradeGuider and Trade to Win, which is the main program, we're working closely with TradingView, is a piece of software that analyzes supply and demand, cause and effect, effort versus result. Tiru has developed a piece of software that looks at smart money indicator, which is price and volume. And price action, I beg, and he can explain that in a minute. They both combine perfectly. We can see it live. They absolutely do. All right. And you've seen it. If you don't believe it, then go and come out of our database. Don't deal with us. If you don't believe it, fine. There's things that I do on the internet and I see people selling me stuff and I go, rubbish. There are other, I just connected with a guy today. I'm going to spend a lot of money with him because he's genuine and he's going to help us. Same thing here. If you don't believe what you're seeing, right, and the price action doing what it's doing, which is completely clear in the new version of the program, and it's completely clear what we said earlier in the previous webinar, which some of you weren't in, then believe. We're not saying it's easy. Tiru and I will never do that. We won't say, oh, it's easy. But from my conversation I had yesterday with one of our clients that's on YouTube, that's already had lots of feedback. I interact with very high energy, nice people who've come on the mentorship courses with me. So does Tiru. And we both believe in the same thing. If you believe in your system, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in, we call it the law of attraction, where you are energy and you say, I'm ready for this, you will make it in the markets. And we will help you. Tiru, back to you.
All right. That was really good, wasn't it, Gavin? I think what more can you then do rather than do it
I
in
don't know
real
what else I
time?
can do. Look at this trade. It's like
Exactly, right? We can still see that bull move still continuing. How do you trade manage it? Where do you get out? Those are the things I think we'll be discussing on the annual summit. I always keep reiterating that, you know, it's based on your strategy objectives, on how you actually want to carry on and trade manage your trade and where you want to get out. Exit is where your money is realized, traders. Always remember that. That's very, very critical. I think on that, I think you guys can take a look at the annual summit at your own time over here. We've just put all that together. It's happening actually next weekend. It's coming very near. There's online tickets that you guys can take as well. The team will put the link out in the chat box over here that you guys can then start to take a look at and read through it. And also the other thing, you can also email Gavin on if you want to find out more about the Trade to Win Pro, okay, along with the SMI as well that you want to get onto it. 7 Steps CTP, you can watch all the videos over there at your own leisure. That will help you understand the methodology behind the SMI indicator. And then for the volume part of it, trading in the shadow of the smart money, tradeguider.com. If you put your email and name, that you will get it. I think with that said, let you guys go with this thought. Keep an eye on Brent, right? I did call this out on Ninja Trader when it was trading around this point in real time, as well as what Gavin and I also looked at it as well before it then gapped further down around here. Is it going to carry on further down? I leave that for you guys as homework to think on in terms of what we've taught so far in all our webinars, in terms of cyclical behavior, tops and bottoms, potential tops becoming confirmed tops with confirmation from price volume, from no demand bars and test bars. I give you that as homework, and those of you who are all under our mentorship, then we can talk about that further on our next calls. We're going to be sharing some stats and research updates in the annual summit as well. I think with that said, traders, you can also follow us on Master the Markets 2010 on our TradingView channel and our youtube.com/Master the Markets, where we do a lot of this kind of live webinars and interview top traders as well. I think with that said, I think I'll leave you all with that. Gavin, anything more to add before we wrap up?
No, just to say, if you want to get a copy of that document, just email tradeguider@outlook.com. So Tango Romeo Alpha Delta Echo Golf Uniform India Delta Echo Romeo. So tradeguider@outlook.com. I'll send you the chapter 1 of the book with the links to. If you want to get the software now, here we go. Hold on. This is still going to go up. So it's beautiful. And it's a great example, actually, is when you see the SMI and the VSA working together. Send that to me. And if you want to have a chat with me, just put in your Skype name. I use Skype or whatever. Very happy to help you. And if you're going to join us on the event with Tiru and I, which we're doing online now, which again, Tiru, we can email details. We don't have to put it up now. Then that's going to happen on the 15th and 16th of November. And it's already got a lot of people signed up, and I think we'll fill it, and looking forward to that. So to all of you, I would just say, finally, I wish you good trading, constant profits, be confident in your trading, understand the charts. Namaste. Thank you.
All right, traders. And as we always say, till the next time, discipline, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Thank you, and bye for now.
Bye-bye.